Hello and welcome. I'm Chelsea. I'll be guiding you through this sweet little 30-minute mellow flow just to help us all find a little bit of love and support for ourselves in this really challenging time that we're all facing at the moment. So we will begin in a comfortable seat. If you have a block, prop yourself up on a block or a blanket and just take a few moments to get yourself situated there. So you can allow the eyes to close down, just feeling the earth beneath you. And lifting up nice and tall through the spine. Any little intuitive movements welcome. You might like to roll the shoulders down the back. Just give yourself a few slow, deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let it be an audible sigh. Just feel the breath washing away any tension or holding in the body-mind. And just be with the breath. And then beginning to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. So if you're not familiar with Ujjayi, it's just a gentle constriction at the back of the throat. So the breath becomes a little deeper, a little more subtle, and it produces that sweet audible oceanic sound. And just allowing the breath to take you deeper and deeper within. And through the doorway of the breath, we enter the present moment. And that presence that's within each and every one of us, that's who we are. So with the external world just pulling us in so many different directions right now, our consciousness is drawn outward, and it just takes with us this recognition, this remembrance of our true nature, our divine self. So my intention for you is that this practice feels like your own little sanctuary where you can just come and find a bit of support and love for yourself. Come back to a place of stillness and remember that deeper truth of who you are. And let's draw the palms together at the heart space into Anjali Mudra. And we'll chant the sacred mantra Om together one time. Exhales, clearing out the breath. Breathing in, slow deep breath. You can allow the eyes to gently blink open. And we'll make our way into child's pose, so a nice extended child's pose, just popping any props off to the side. Bringing the big toes together. Take the knees wide if that's comfortable, walking the hands all the way forward and just bowing down. Allowing the forehead to rest there on the earth. Immersing yourself in that Ujjayi breath. So we're going to work with this physical body today to take us a little deeper in the practice. So the asanas, the postures were never the goal of this practice. They're just a vehicle that we have to take us deeper. So they're just a small part of this great wisdom tradition of yoga and a wonderful part of the practice. So we can start to just get a little bit more familiar with these physical bodies, make friends with our bodies, and then it makes turning within just that bit easier. So beginning to walk your hands all the way over to the right side of the bodies, coming into a lateral stretch there. So keep the hips sinking back towards the heels. Breathing into that left side body. If you'd like to intensify the stretch, just walking the left hand a little further over towards the right. And just feeling that space you're creating within. So keep relaxing the head down. And then begin to walk the hands all the way back through the center. We'll take them all the way over to the opposite side. And just dropping into the stillness. Each breath taking you a little deeper. So finding your shape here. Just filling yourself with breath and energy. And then exhale as you walk your hands all the way back to the center. And we'll make our way up onto all fours, coming into tabletop pose. So setting up there, the hands about shoulder distance apart, knees are hip distance apart. And we'll begin with just a few rounds of traditional cat and cow. So breathing in through the nose as you dip the belly, flaring the sitting bones and the chest away from each other. Exhale, audible sigh out of the mouth. As you press the earth away, lift the back of the heart, stretching the shoulder blades apart, and a few more rounds in your own time, just so you can find your rhythm and pace there, synchronizing the body and the breath. And this is a nice time just to seek out any places that might feel a little bit stuck or tight. And really flushing yourself with some fresh new life force. So last few moments here, if there's any variations you'd like to work with, feel free to get a little bit creative. So there comes a time in this practice we start to use our head a little bit too much. We get caught up in the head, so we really need to tune into this more intuitive part of ourself, just moving from that place. So no right or wrong, just feeling the body move, being guided from within. Enjoying some full deep breaths. And then beginning to ease your way back to center, coming back to nice neutral spine. We'll prepare for thread the needle here. So on the inhale, raising your right arm towards the sky. You can mindfully gaze up towards the right fingertips. Exhale as you thread that arm through, coming to rest on the right shoulder on the right side of the head. And then walking the left hand forward towards the front of the mat, really actively pressing down through that left palm as you gently spin the chest open. So you're pressing down through the right side of the head as well, so there's no unnecessary pressure there. Just feel the body breathe. Feel that natural movement of the body as you breathe in and out. And then exhale as you ease your way back to the center. Just taking your time, we'll meet back up in our tabletop pose. Any little counter movements along the way, always welcome. Breathing in as you raise the left arm towards the sky, gazing up towards the fingertips. Exhale as you thread that arm through. Coming to rest on the left shoulder, left side of the head, walking the right hand forward, pressing the right palm into the earth. And it's just a very subtle spinning of the chest open. So always feel free to vary any of these shapes. Just let this practice be yours. And just allowing yourself to be fully here in your body, in your breath. And then exhale as you release all the way back to your tabletop pose. And we'll prepare for our first downward facing dog of the practice. So just in your own time, tucking the toes, lifting the knees, peeling the hips up and back, and just spending these first few moments just exploring your first downward facing dog. So a little bit of conscious, purposeful movement is always nice. Might be a pedal of the feet, a shift of the hips. Just let it be really natural and organic. Again, noticing any places that might feel a bit stuck or tight. You might also notice places that feel strong or open. Everything just constantly changing and transforming. And then beginning to settle into a nice gentle stillness here, pressing the earth away. Feel the shoulder blades broaden down the back. Whole body alive and engaged, supporting you here. Breathing in as you raise the right leg towards the sky. We'll come into a single leg down dog. Exhale as you bend the leg and roll the hips open towards the right. So feel free to circle the ankle or the hips, just really feeling into your body, using this body as a vehicle to awaken. And inhale as you straighten that right leg, squaring back off through the pelvis. Exhale as you draw the knee towards the nose and really lightly stepping through to a low lunge. So we'll lower the back knee to the earth, untucking the foot, taking the right hand just to the right thigh and spinning the chest open towards the right. So finding this nice balance here of softening the hips down towards the earth, but keeping a bit of muscular engagement as well, so you're not just collapsing there. Gaze is soft and steady, breath flowing freely there. And then exhale as you release, framing the front foot with both hands. We'll tuck the back toes, lifting the back knee, and really gracefully stepping back to your down dog. And just feeling the difference here between the two sides. Give the head a little shake. Just feeling the body starting to awaken, getting that energy, that prana circulating through your body. Breathing in as you raise the left leg towards the sky, bending the leg and rolling the hips open. So the knee lifts up nice and high, keeping the shoulders even. And if you took some movement on the other side, just evening out the body, taking any intuitive movement on this side. So pressing firmly through the hands, a soft gaze towards the back of the mat, and then breathing in as you straighten that left leg, squaring off through the hips. Exhale, starting to draw the knee towards the nose, lightly stepping all the way through to your low lunge, lowering the back knee to the earth, untucking the foot, taking that left hand to the left thigh as you spin the chest open. So really practicing with a lot of compassion and patience, kindness. And then exhale as you release, planting the hands, tucking the back toes, lifting the knee and stepping your way back to your Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. And we'll take a few steps, walking all the way to the top of the mat, coming into Uttanasana there. So we'll take the feet hip distance apart for this first round, feeling the feet on the earth, breathing in, halfway lift, fingertips can come either to the mat or to the shins, drawing the shoulder blades together, heart moves forward, pelvis moves back, exhale as you fold. So if there's any lower back issues, you can keep the hands here on the earth for a little bit of support. Otherwise, if it feels appropriate, taking hold of opposite elbows and just allow yourself to hang here in your ragdoll pose. You might like to take a little sway from side to side. Just keeping this connection of being in your body, this feeling of being in the body. And then letting the arms just hang. We'll take a few breaths to round up, roll up to stand. So firming down through the feet, legs are active, core's engaged, head's the last thing to come up. Deep breath in as you raise the arms all the way up and over the head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale as you float the hands down through the midline, Samastitihi. So taking a moment here, closing down the eyes. So every time we step on a mat, just gives us this new opportunity to recenter, to reconnect. Come back home to ourselves and remember who we are amidst the busyness of everything that's happening in the world. A deep breath in as you raise the arms, Urdhva Hastasana, gazing up. Exhale as you fold all the way down, touching the earth, Uttanasana. Breathing in, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, we'll step back to a high plank pose. So we'll move through a modified Surya Namaskar A, really slowly with control this first round. So if you'd like to modify, dropping the knees to the earth, really taking care of yourself through this practice. So making choices that feel good, nothing to prove. Just an endless exploration. So pressing the earth away, slightly doming the upper back. I like to take a nice high plank, really engaging all the muscles on the side body. Take a breath in as you prepare. Exhale, we'll lower the knees to the earth, untucking the feet. We'll come all the way down for this first round. Move the chest forward as you bend the elbows, keeping the natural curves of the spine as you lower down. Breathing in, Bhujangasana. Just a little baby cobra to begin. So we're just easing our way in, pressing down through all 10 toes, lifting the chest. Maybe find a little squeeze of the shoulder blades together. Feel that opening, that expansion through the front body. And then exhale as you lower down, pressing back to downward facing dog. So your transition, you can press back through child's, you can lift up through your plank pose. And settling back into stillness here in your down dog. So sweet, rhythmic ujjayi breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. So ujjayi breath, just a wonderful, wonderful tool to help us calm and still this body-mind. Breathing in as you bend the knees, coming up onto the balls of the feet, gazing forward, and either walk or step or take a little spring to the top of the mat, your transition, Uttanasana. Breathing in, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale as you fold. Breathing in, rounding up, rolling up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale as you float the hands down, Samastitihi. And again, deep, full breath in as you raise the arms. Exhale, diving forward, touching the earth with care, Uttanasana. Breathing in, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale as you step back to your high plank pose. So just modifying as needed, breathing in as you prepare the body, pressing the earth away. Exhale, lowering down, chaturanga or half. Feel free to repeat what we did on the first round with the knees on the earth. Breathing into your back bend, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, moving from your center, hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And just settling back in, recentering, reconnecting. Breathing in as you raise your right leg towards the sky, single leg down dog. So keep a nice neutral pelvis there. Exhale, draw the knee towards the nose and step all the way through to your low lunge. So we'll set up for a warrior two, grounding the back heel to the earth. Roughly heel to heel alignment or a little bit wider. Breathing in as you windmill the arms all the way up to stand, second warrior. So feel the feet on the earth, feel that steadiness there. Really firming down through that front heel, feel the front hamstring engage, back thigh moving towards the back of the room. Soft, steady drishti. Deep breath in, exhale, side angle pose. We'll start by bringing the right forearm to the center of the right thigh, extending the left arm straight up towards the sky. And we'll take a half bind, turn that left palm towards the back of the room, bending the arm and taking it behind the back. You might move towards that right thigh and rolling the torso open, taking that left shoulder back, just feeling things out breath by breath. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can take the right hand down to your block or down to the earth on the inside of the right foot. Just feeling things out breath by breath. So we'll come into a neck release here, keeping that nice lift that you've created through the chest, and see if you can just melt that right ear down towards the right shoulder. So you're just dropping the head. Notice that, how that feels in the body. So we hold a lot of stress and tension in the neck and the shoulders. So just give yourself a break here, completely letting go. Sometimes it can feel a little bit intense. So sending your breath to those places that need a bit of attention. And then gazing down towards the earth, breathing in as you rise back up to your second warrior. Exhale as you windmill the hands all the way down to the earth, stepping back to your downward facing dog. So if you'd like to move through a vinyasa here, you always have that option if you feel like you need a little bit more movement today. Otherwise, pausing here in your down dog or taking a moment in your child's, just let this practice be yours, taking what you need. And breathing in as you raise the left leg towards the sky, coming into your single leg down dog. Exhale, drawing the knee towards the nose, stepping all the way through to your low lunge. Setting up for our second warrior, grounding the back heel to the earth, windmill the arms, Virabhadrasana 2. So once you feel steady and stable there, coming into your alignment and just diving into the breath. Smooth, steady, rhythmic Ujjayi breath. So lifting up tall through the spine, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Exhale, side angle pose. Again, we'll just begin by bringing the left forearm to the left thigh, raising the right arm straight up towards the sky, preparing for your half bind, turning the palm towards the back of the room, bending the arm, taking it behind the back. So it might just rest there on the lower back, or you might seek out for that left thigh. And feel free to stay if you're pretty happy here. Any variations, feel free to make your way there. Left hand to the block or the inside of the front foot. So you're not sacrificing that beautiful opening that you've created there in the upper body. Breathing in, breathing out as you melt the left ear down towards the left shoulder, completely letting go of the head. Sometimes it helps if you give it a little bit of a shake. Just being aware if there's any of those little habitual places where we tend to clench and grip. It's creating some freedom there. And inhale as you rise back up to your warrior 2. Exhale as you windmill the hands all the way down to the earth. And making your transition back to downward facing dog, flowing or just stepping back. And just using these moments of pause in your down dog to check back in, just feeling the effects of your practice. And breathing in as you raise the right leg towards the sky, bending the leg, rolling the hips open. So feel free to stay there if there's any shoulder issues, just pausing here. If you'd like to flip your dog, flipping your dog, landing the right ball of the foot on the earth as you sweep the right arm up and over the body. So this can be more of a side stretch, or you can really curl back if that feels good, opening up through the whole front of the body. So pressing the earth away with that left palm, breathing deeply and fully. And then exhale as you make your way back to that single leg down dog. Right leg is high. Exhale, sweeping this leg all the way through to your pigeon prep. So taking the right knee just behind the right wrist. Sitting up nice and tall. If there's any knee issues, keep that right heel hugged in towards the pubic bone so the knee joint stays closed. So take a moment here, finding your foundation, lifting up tall out of the pelvis. Breathing in and breathing out as you gently ease your way forward. So just taking your time. If pigeon is not an option for you and you'd prefer any knee issues, come onto the back, come into just a reclining pigeon there, taking the right ankle to the left thigh and hugging that left shin in towards the body. So finding your shape there. And just dropping into the stillness. You might like to close the eyes for as many moments as you're comfortable doing so through the practice, really taking that experience within. Feeling things from the inside. So yoga is a way of moving into stillness in order to really come back to this truth of who we are. So just feeling what it feels like to be you in this moment. The last few moments, see if you can really let go. Anything you might be still holding on to, just letting any heaviness melt off the shoulders. Let the head relax down. And then begin to release, walking the hands all the way back in, making your way back to your downward facing dog. So take the time to really feel the body move, feel the response of the body after all of these different shapes that we make. Breathing in as you raise the left leg towards the sky, bending the leg, rolling the hips open. So lovely place to stay here, or if you'd prefer to flip your dog, rolling forward, landing the left ball of the foot on the outer right foot as you sweep that left arm up and over the body. So keep the hips up nice and high, embedding that right palm into the earth to really switch on all the muscles around the shoulder. And then exhale, easing your way back to your single leg down dog. Left leg is high. Exhale as you sweep that leg through to your pigeon prep, or taking any variations there. So finding your foundation, finding something that feels good in the body. So always listening for that feedback. If there's any niggles, just backing out as needed. When you're ready to ease your way forward, just let the body guide you in, gently folding forward. And right away, with your full attention, following the movement of the breath in and out of the body. So we're not just collapsing here, we're still keeping this same quality of focus and attention and presence. Just following the breath in and the breath out. Just letting that anchor you here and now. No greater place to be. Just dwelling in the little moments of pause between the breaths. And coming back to this simple comfort of just being here. And then taking the next few breaths or so to find your way back to your downward facing dog. And we'll lower the knees to the earth, coming back into child's pose, big toes together, bowing down. Surrender to the earth beneath you, dropping the head, let the body be heavy. And then we'll round up, roll up to take a seat. And we'll make our way all the way down onto the back of the body, move into a nice gentle inversion. So I'll give you a couple of options here. You may like to have your block handy for the next one. So come onto the back of the body. And we'll move into Viparita Karani, just raising the legs towards the sky. If you like, you can pop your block underneath the lower back, creating a little bit of height there. So make sure it feels really steady and stable, and raising the legs towards the sky. So if this becomes a little bit too intense, you can always lower the soles of the feet down onto the floor and come into a more of a restorative bridge pose. So find something that feels good and you can just settle in, closing down the eyes. And again, with your full attention, just following the movement of the breath in and out of the body. So we are really starting to slow things down now. So through the practice, through the movement, we create this place to really be still. So the point of our practice was never to just linger on the physical level. We work with this physical body to take us deeper. And if we get too caught up with the physical part of the practice, it can actually dampen that light. And just feeling the restful qualities here. Really finding some refuge in the stillness, so important, especially at the moment. Everything we're facing in the world is finding some refuge here in your practice, in the stillness. And just taking your time to release. You might like to place one foot back down on the earth at a time. Reaching down, removing your block from underneath the lower back and draw both knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. You can circle the knees or take a little rock from side to side. And drawing the right knee in towards the chest as you extend the left leg long on the earth. Breathing in, breathing out as you guide that right knee all the way over to the left side of the body, coming into a spinal twist. So take up lots of space. This is the beauty of a home practice. Extend the right arm all the way out to the right side of the body, turning the palm to face the sky, keeping the back of that right shoulder head pinned down. And you may like to gaze towards the right for a neck release, or just keeping the back of the head resting on the floor. So really starting to slow things down here. Shavasana, just moments away. So really inviting in those qualities here, even in the posture. Just let the body get heavy. And then exhale. Ease your way back to the center. We'll just realign the pelvis here, placing both soles of the feet back down on the floor. Lift up the hips, place them back down. So you begin with that neutral pelvis and then drawing left knee to chest, extending the right leg long. Breathing in, breathing out as you guide the knee all the way over to the right. Extending the left arm out, palm facing the sky, so you're opening up through the chest. And just allow yourself to feel. Exhale as you make your way back to the center, drawing both knees into the chest one last time, just realigning the spine after that deep twist. So curl yourself up in a tight little ball. You might draw the head towards the knees. It's engaging the whole body. And then exhale as you release and prepare for your Shavasana. If you have props handy, you might like to place a bolster underneath the knees or a little bit of extra padding underneath the head. Just finding somewhere you can settle in there. So this is your time to really deeply restore and just enjoy all of the benefits of the practice. So letting the feet just roll out to the sides of the body, turning the palms to face the sky, making sure the chest and the shoulders all feel free. And just as we began the class, you might like to take a few slow, deep breaths to settle in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as we take this time in Shavasana to deeply restore, we'll work with just a silent japa mantra today. So just beginning to silently say to yourself the word aham. Aham, which simply means I am. Just letting the mantra flow effortlessly, let it wash over you. Just reminding you of that deeper truth of who you are, aham. If you find yourself getting caught up in trains of thought, just coming back to the mantra, aham. And then beginning to just let the mantra start to fall away. And coming back to the awareness of your breath and inviting in some deeper breaths as you start to bring your attention back. And bringing some gentle movement back into the body. Might be a wiggle of the fingers or the toes. And then take a lovely big stretch, stretching the arms all the way up and over the head, stretching from end to end. It's like you're reawakening all over again. And then allow the knees to bend, rolling yourself over to one side. Pause here for a few breaths. Just take a few last deeply nurturing breaths there. And then when you feel ready, making your way back up to your comfortable upright seat. So keeping the eyes closed if you're comfortable doing so. Last few moments of inner listening here. So taking your practice back out into the world, just remembering this place of stillness within when you're out there engaging in your world. So we'll seal in our practice with the mantra Om. Exhale, clearing out the breath. Breathing in as you prepare. Bowing the head towards your heart. Namaste.